and welcome to 48 Hours. My name is Javier Ugarte.
And I'm Carlos Sears.
And today in our show, we will discuss about a case about a kid who was being abused because of his sexual orientation. The father, Nicolas Corrales, will talk about how he is dealing with what has happened to his son. We will also bring Barbara Santos, an expert in diversity and education, so she can explain in depth this topic so we can understand it more. There are 2 points of view about the LGBT community. It is slowly being accepted by people in general, but there's still a lot to learn about it. The gay pride movement is rising, but there are still a lot of people who are willing to do everything they can to shut this community down.
Although we're living in the 21st century,
the life of a person who belongs to the LGBT community is still hard. There are still a large number of people who are against them due to religious beliefs or a conservative point of view. Francisco Ramirez, the president of the Spanish LGBT Confederation, suggests that this disapproval might come from the negativity related to the gay stereotype. As a person who has lived the negative aspect of it up close, is Nicolas here to talk about his son case, who has been harassed in school, but recently he suffered physical abuse, and Nicolas said enough, and he decided to remove his son from the school. Hi Nicolas, tell us your story.
Hello, good morning everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. Well, as you said, the situation was that my son Christian has suffered a lot of bullying and harassment from teachers' council and his partners.
in that situation, how it makes you feel?
Well, obviously it makes me feel disgusted because I was felt like my hands were tied in that moment because I did not have job. So I was not able to put him in another school. But the thing that exceeded the limits was when he arrived with wounds all over his face and his body. So I did what anybody will do. I filed a lawsuit against the school for damage and prejudice.
And what did you think when your son revealed to you that he was gay?
Well, I have to be honest. I felt weird because I did not know how to react. It's a complicated situation. You can never be prepared to receive news like this. But I understood that he always will be my son and I love him overall. For his sister and his brother, Lucy and Daniel, it was difficult to accept him as well because they see him to suffer too. At the beginning, they just gave him a hug and ask a lot of questions.
Well, it's common for families to face difficulties after their son or daughters comes out. Has your family suffered due to your son being a part of the LGBT community?
Yes, they suffer a lot too. I think this happened because their classmates and their bullies, they do not think about the consequences that this harassment may have in our lives. Maybe they do not accept my son because they do not understand this matter the way they should.
Yes, it is true that we should be more open about this topic because most of us do not fully understand how to deal with a situation like this. So, Barbara, can you help us with this?
Hello everyone, my name is Barbara Santis and I am an academic and a specialist on diversity and education. Today I'm going to speak about LGBT youth community, diversity and education regarding my investigation based in the article Lesbian, Gay, Bisexual and Transgender Youth, a Critical Population. LGBT youth is a community which includes lesbian, gay, bisexual and transgender people who are affected by harassment, discrimination, and xenophobia from their classmates, family members, and society at large. These identities commonly feel isolated and depressed for being rejected because people do not respect their sexual orientation and their self identities.
Can you tell us why does this happen?
How the article suggests, this situation is critical since there is not enough support to this community at home and at school. It happening an increase of severe emotional distress, isolation, substance abuse, even suicide. On the other hand, the family members of LGBT community are affected as well for the because there are intolerant people. Therefore, these people cannot be honest about their realities inside of society.
What consequences does this matter have?
The Harassment, Violence, and Discrimination Act towards to LGBT youth community produce isolation, loneliness, and depressed feelings. So a big part of this community decides to quit of their studies or homeless to engage in sex work, and they decide to survive for themselves. However, other parts of these identities are strong and resilient against to adversity, thanks to the support of family members, organizations, or for themselves too.
And what do you think is the solution to this matter?
The solution to this issue is the creation of new policies for an inclusive education that promote values of diversity and tolerance. In addition to this, it is necessary to have a curriculum that includes subjects and activities that to encourages the respect across the class, because at school we are preparing the new generations to build a better society. It is very important to advance in this area because the education it is a human right that permits the development of all society. Finally, it is necessary as well to develop the awareness of teachers about this topic, because it's very important speak with them too and give them enough support to treat the discrimination act, harassment, violence, and bullying inside of the class.
Well, according with all that information that Miss Barbara gave us, the best thing that I could do in this moment is to be the supportive of him, because he needed. He needs someone that could be there when he feels afraid or feels tired by all harassment that people does him. And this, in my opinion, is the best thing that is the best thing that what every family should do, because I am sure that we are not the only ones that we are going through for this.
Thanks, Barbara, for sharing your knowledge with us. I'm sure everyone watching is as shocked as we are here in the studio. The situation is worse than we ever imagined. We should really start thinking about how we treat each other.
Thank you very much for inviting me, and it was a pleasure.
Personally, I did not know about the reality of these children, nor the hard situation that they were going through. But now that I know about it, I feel ashamed for being a part of a society that is so close-minded. I, as a person, cannot believe that in the year 2018, there are still people being harassed about their sexual orientation. And I cannot conceive the idea that after this many years fighting for equal rights among us humans, we still have not reached it.
In order to build a better society, we need to be more inclusive, not only with the LGBT community, but also with migrants or any outcast population. With that, we could reach a more equal society.
Concluding this discussion, it's just how the UNESCO stated, thousands of kids are outside the educational system, and this is why we should create a better education that promotes the inclusion of disabled people, the LGBT community, and the lower social class. It's important to deal with diversity all over our education system in general. That way, we can make our kids have the right to education and the right to express themselves, no matter what or who they want to be.
Well, with that being said, we ran out of time. We want to thank you for watching, and good night.